Hey all, Mark Slane with the United States Krav Maga Association. The subject of today's video blog is a Krav Maga instructor's view on training handgun. In the USKMA, I guess we're big believers in handguns. We have an instructor cert that we actually do. If someone's going to test for black belt, they have to have gone through that cert through our RBT training, realistic-based training, and they also have to have gone through the NRA's gun safety course. You know, whether they decide to carry or not, it's up to them. But if we're going to teach, taking handguns away from bad guys, we got to know how they function, how to make them work, what to do with them once we have them. What really brought this subject up is during those trainings, we had a couple of gun guys go through those trainings. They're black belts with us now, but I mean, they've got an arsenal. They own an arsenal. They go to every training there is. They can hit a fly at 100 yards. They are just awesome with a handgun. But when we put them under that reality-based training with simnitions, scenario-based, someone's shooting at us, we have to shoot back. They went to crap. Not that they weren't good with their handguns. They were really good with their handguns, but they had not trained properly for that context. They had never done such a thing before. So like everyone else that hadn't done that, whether they knew guns or didn't know guns, they truly went to pot. Our biggest thought is anything that we do has to be put under realistic attacks, stress, exhaustion. We try to produce an adrenaline dump because all those things are going to be there if we're ever defending ourselves. For instance, when we train knife, to us, it's a sin to train knife defenses with a partner smiling at us and straightening their arm and just holding it there for a second, or two or three. That's not how people are going to probably attack us if they're trying to murder us on the street. What we'll do is actually put sparring gear on. The person with the knife is blitzing, pushing us backwards, using their offhand to control our hand, to push us around. Meanwhile, their other hand with the knife is, kind of like the hockey punch, going over and under, and it's moving like a sewing machine needle. On top of all that, we put baby oil or KY jelly or something from elbow to fingertip to represent blood that's probably going to be present if I'm attacked by a knife. Blood's slippery, so hey, now let's try that. Hence, when that happens on the street, we've trained for that. We didn't train for just someone standing there with a stiff arm and a smile. We trained for somebody really blitzing at us and trying their darndest to keep us from defending that knife. If we translate that to handgun, truly we tell people if you just like handguns, if it's your hobby, if you like target shooting, do anything you want. Train however you want. That's best for that. If you're carrying concealed for self-defense, man, we have to be training for that. We have to be training correctly. Right off the bat, let's think of stance. If something startles me, I'm going to hunch down, put my hands up in front of me, and orient myself towards whatever that loud noise was. Hence, that's a natural reaction. Sounds a lot like the isosceles stance. That's why I have a problem with the Weaver stance. If something goes boom next to me, I don't stand tall and turn a little bit sideways and keep one arm cocked. And to me, that's a target shooting stance. That is not anything that's going to come out of me under fear, under stress, under exhaustion. We can just go down the line. I don't particularly care for steel plates. That's teaching me to shoot once, it falls, I go to the next thing. Or you can video, dash cams of guys taking 10, 12 rounds mid-chest and they keep coming. It's not over after one shot. We've got to train, again, correctly so that under stress, when our brain goes to lizard brain, when it goes to midbrain, our training comes out of us. And it was training for what we were going to see. Truly, one of the biggest problems I see with handgun training is we stand still behind a table, shoot something downrange. If somebody's shooting at me, I'm moving. I'm looking for cover. Hence, we better be training for that. Training from firing behind cover. Training firing while moving. Training clearing jams while moving. Changing mags while moving. I'm going to be moving if somebody's shooting at me. That would be the way we should train that. Changing those mags. When you change mags, do you keep your eyes on the target? You certainly should. If somebody's trying to kill me, I need to know what they're doing, where they're at. I can't take my eyes off of them. Hence, we are training incorrectly if we're always looking at our mag when we're doing a mag change. Learn to do that without looking at it. You know where the handgun is. You know where your mag is. You don't need to look at it. It's still shiny, as Rob Pincus used to say. We need to look down range at the target as we're clearing jams, as we're changing mags, as we're doing all that stuff. To take our eyes off the target could be a problem. Distances. I see people firing, 20 yards away with a handgun. The FBI statistics show the vast majority of people that, have to defend themselves with a handgun, it starts between 3 and 6 feet. Yeah, 3 and 6 feet. So we really should do most of our training there, shouldn't we? And then we have to know how to fight somebody off as we're going for our handgun. It's if someone's blitzing us and they're on us and we need to access our weapon and we never trained for that, It's totally different than just always having all the time in the world and drawing. We need to learn to pull it out of the holster, shoot from the hip while we're keeping our off arm up to keep this idiot off of us. Again, we need to train for what we're going to see. If the vast majority of them start 3 to 6 feet away, man, we'd better be training that. We can just go down the line. Is there a chance that I might fall down? Well, then I better be able to shoot from my back. There's a chance I can get in all kinds of weird positions. So we need to practice firing from all kinds of weird positions. Again, moving, starting close, fighting someone off to access our weapon is extremely important as far as self-defense goes, because that's probably what's going to find us on the street. Now, in Krav, we really try to reproduce stress, exhaustion, adrenaline dump if we can. So it might be good training, when we're going to train on the range for the day. Right before we fire, how about we run some sprints? We do some push-ups and pull-ups. We, run ourselves ragged. We have some friends slapping us and pushing us around. Now let's draw and fire, because we've got our pulse rate up. We've got, adrenaline starting to flow. We're starting to tingle. That's probably good training, as if anything ever does find us, someone's attacking us to where we have to use deadly force. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so ramped up. Your pulse is going to be going crazy. The adrenaline dump's going to hit you. This would be good training to do that before you fire, and, you can find, flaws in maybe where you keep your mags. Are you dropping them a bunch? Are you not getting to them? I can't get that snap undone. These easy things that we do daily become much, much harder under stress because our blood's pulling to our core. Our hands are truly numb and falling asleep. All those fine motor skills, if I've got snaps and buttons and all that kind of stuff to get to my extra mag, for instance, we're going to see that that maybe isn't a great idea. So truly, we just keep running all this through. What might I see? What's the likely attack? Hence, I better be training for that. To train just during daylight and good weather, there's another problem. We need to train low light, because we certainly could have to use our weapon, at night. Train when it's raining, snowing, it's crappy outside. These things, again, are mind setting for us. When these things actually do happen to us, we've been there, we've done that, we've got a plan, we've trained it. Rather than I've always stood in one place, always comfortable, never had pulse rate up. If I train that way, when this other stuff finds me, I'm truly not ready for it. So, Mark Slane, United States Krav Maga Association, shoot comments at us. Good training, muzzle front in Connecticut. They train this way. I know Rob Pincus preaches a lot of this with his training. So absolutely find some places to go to train realistically, to train on the move, to get all this under our belts, so that if trouble ever does find us, we've been there and done that. Take care.